let's talk about pools. Now you can just make a basic pool if you'd like, and I can show you how to do that. But what about if we do a little bit more advanced things? Make a more natural looking pool, maybe add a waterfall or two, and really be the rival of your neighborhood. Today we're going to go over techniques on building basic pools and extremely beautiful oasis pools. Here we go. Alright, to start with the basics of building a pool, you need to start on a lot. Whether that's a lot with a house or an empty lot, your choice. I'm just using an empty lot so I can emphasize these pools. So you go in the build mode, and you go into pools and fountains, and you have your pool section. So you can do just basic square shapes. You can do the custom tool, which will allow you to do funky angles, but you have to complete your pool. And boom, pool. You can do triangles, like let's add a triangle on here. Boom. Another little square pool, and then you can size it up. You can make it deeper, so it kind of caves in the world around it. This is on diagonals, which is also beautiful. So if you built a house on a diagonal and you wanted to pool the match, that's great. And a little octagon pool. So this is if you want to do like an above ground pool. Classic, you know? So you can make these all above ground, you can make them all underground, you can move them, you can rotate them. You know, boom, boom. Now these are both above ground and you have like a hot tub side, whatever. So right now we're in like kind of the base game. So you got your pool trim. So this will just change the color around the trim of the pool. So if it was on the ground, that's what you would see. If it was above ground, this is what you see. You get like that liner. So if you wanted to build a fountain, that's also different. So a fountain doesn't have really that edging per se until you add it. You can make it look like a pool, and you have all the same options for the fountains. So when you want to start adding things to your pools, you're going to click on the outdoor water decor. You can change the color of your water. You can make it look natural or gross, like, ooh, don't go swimming in that pool. You can use items to your pools. You can throw some lily pads on there, you know, some statues or whatever. Then you can add, you know, like the stairs or whatnot into your pools. Here you'd kind of have to build like a deck to go up there. You can do lights in your pools, decorations. You can also add water features. So like if you wanted ducks, look at that. Beautiful. Those are swans. So if you want to add the swans, you can add the swans. Or grass in your pool, whatnot. So the world is whatever you make it for your pool. So I'm going to bulldoze a lot.
So that's just going over the basics. Now, if you want to create like a natural looking pool, you're going to start with a few things, which is some cheats. So you hold Shift, Control, C, and it pops up the cheat bar up here.
So as I was recording this, I realized I didn't really tell you what the cheats were. So I'm going to put them on the screen now. So that's all fun and good for later. Now we're going to build a pool. So instead of building a square pool, you want to use this custom pool tool. And then you want to do some weird shapes. Right? Because we're doing like a natural looking pool. Cool. So then I'm also going to have you, we're going to get closer to the pool. We're also going to build a pool up here. So we're going to do something basic. And we're going to do this. So I'm going to actually bring this side and change the way this is. Flat here. So this is going to be where our fountain comes from. Bear with me. So now I'm going to click on this pool And I'm going to raise it up. Just a few notches. I know it looks silly, trust me. And I'm going to raise this one down 1. So that the earth kind of pours into the pool a little bit. So now we have to do the terrain tool. And I'm going to have this pull, not that much earth. Pull some earth up around this. To make it look more natural occurring. Alright, that looks crazy. But now I'm going to smooth the terrain. I'm going to bring it down to 1 level. Right. And then I'm going to smooth the terrain. Oof. Smooth them real fast. Alright, so then all this back here can go back to normal. I just want a little bit of a bump over there. Excellent. That looks great. So I know you're like, what the heck? That doesn't look like anything right now. Just wait. So I don't know if many people know this, but you can actually paint the walls of the pool. So you want to pick something that looks like dirt. So if you go to the miscellaneous, they have a clean room. Excellent. Just like painting a house. You click on it, hit shift, and it paints all the walls. You want to do that to both pools. Now you could do, so the same thing with the ground. Now you want bottom of the basement. Great. That's dirt too. Gonna rotate up. All right. Now we're already starting to look kind of like a pond. Excellent. That's what we want. So then we're going to go into our outdoor plants and go get to the rock section. Now you have 5 different rocks that you can use. So what you're going to do is grab your rocks and you're going to scale them up and down and rotate them and place them all around the perimeter of the pool. The other thing that's going to help with this is changing the pool trim to something brown so it matches kind of the earth. And the other thing you can do is do the terrain paint and do the smarter starter soil. I bring the brush reel down and I just do the edge of the pool. All right, back to rock placing. So as you can see, some of these are really small. You scale them up and you rotate them. Does great. And with the moved objects on, you can really just kind of pile up rocks, so it's great. You want to pile all the way around and all the way around up on top of this pool and all in this section. So we're going to do that and come back. All right, before I finish up all the rocks around the pool, I wanted to slow down and show you some of the placement of these. So you want to remember that you want some stairs to go into this pool. Though the Sims can kind of just jump in these pools, it's nice that they have a set of stairs. You're gonna go to the outdoor water decor. Click on pool objects and some stairs. I'm gonna put you right here. Then I'm gonna go back to my rock placement. So if you've never used those cheats before, as you can see, the rock is just kind of clinging to the grid. You can toggle on the grid and off the grid with the G key. I'm going to take it off because it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to choose a different stone because it's the same stone. So I'm going to take this guy. And he looks good right there. That's fine. So now I want kind of a bigger stone here. I'm going to grab this stone and I'm going to use the end bracket to scale it up and kind of snap into place. But I really don't want it taking that much pool. Hold the Alt button and it allows me to free place it. So I'm going to free place it right there. So now I gotta just double check to see if that's floating. Okay, see how it's floating a little bit? So now I'm gonna shove another rock underneath there. So I'm gonna take this one, click the Alt button, kind of just stuff it under there. Same thing with this one. So the rock is not free floating, but right there. All right, I'm gonna put another smaller rock, scale this one down. up. And then I'm going to Alt, move it right there. That way it's not in the way of the ladder. They can get in and out. Finish up this side. That looks good. Another flat rock there. Smaller version of that rock. Let's put one on top of here. Hold on. Right there. And then I need this one to scale down. Scale down. Rotate. Beautiful. Okay, so now they have a way to get in and out, and most of the pool is covered. Let's do up here. So if you see, I stacked a bunch of stone on top of each other here. So just click on a stone and kind of do the same thing. You want to line the top here, because this is where our waterfall is going to come down. You want it to kind of look like as natural as possible. Click the Alt button, free rotate, move the rocks. Excellent. So now I'm just going to go around here. All right, I think that actually looks really nice. You can kind of see under this rock that it's floating, but maybe we just fix that real quick. All right. Because this pool doesn't really have to be visible. It's kind of just where the water's flowing from. So that's 90% of it. The other part is the waterfall itself. So now you need your fountain feature, essentially. So you go in the outdoor water decor, fountain decorations, and I always use the medium spray water emitter because that's going to give you the most natural bang for your buck. So we're going to go underground, and we're just going to rotate this guy. We're going to put a bunch of these down, and then you got to go in live mode to let it kind of squirt. Give it a second, go back into build mode, go down, and now you can see that they have a fountain. So now what you're going to do is one by one, take them, and to bring them up to the surface of the level that you need, I'm going to click, so I'm going to take the walls down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I know the rocks are in between this gap in the black section here. So I'm going to start it down in this grid and bring it up with the 9 key to about here. So now we have to just check to see if that's in the right spot. So, no, it's not in the right spot. It's too high, and it needs to be lower and probably a half a tile up so that it's kind of spraying right from here. So let's go back into build mode. So we're going to grab a new one and go here, and we're going to bring it to here, go back into live mode. So that's even spraying too high too. So we need it even lower from there, but I think that's the right spot I wanted to go from. So go down here. So the first few are the worst to set up, but once you get it, you have like the line that you got. So we're going to go here, 9. We're going to start with there. So let's see if that third one... Ah, now we're getting there. So it was this one here. So even lower. So we're going to go back here, grab this one, and lower it just a smidge. And there you go. That's where we're talking about. I might even just bring it up. No, I kind of like that. That looks good. Alright, so that third one is the correct height. So go back down here. This one down here is the correct height. So I'm just going to delete that one and delete this one and pull from here. So we know like this is the line that we need. I'm going to go even one down and see. Like I said, it's hard just to get this right the first time. But I think that's where we want that one. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right. Oh. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna buy a whole bunch of these. All right, now once you have them all straight going, try to double them up, try to triple them up. More is better. It creates more of a realistic waterfall feature. And the other thing you want to do is have them at different angles. So the other way to do this, instead of just like rotating it with your normal cursor, use Alt and create just a slight variation on that angle. And raise them up again. Okay, now that I have a whole bunch of them stacked on top of each other, I'm gonna go back up and into live mode and see how we did. Oh, nice. That looks really beautiful. Excellent. And as you can see, my sim has already decided that he would like to stay in his oasis and just chill in his new pool. Now, that looks nice, but we can do better. Let's get some landscaping in here to really make this pop, make it look beautiful. Just bring in some shade to the area. And then one last thing I'm just going to do is bring out the dirt shading a little bit more. So that's in the dirt and sand, and I like to use the smarter soil. I'm going to adjust that up a little bit, just so that it's a little bit more on the natural side, where you would see more dirt around the plants, around the water, just to blend it in a little bit more. Adding too many plants is no such thing. More plants, the more you can hide things, the more you can decorate things. You can even add more rocks out here. Excellent. And one of the final touches, going back to the outdoor water decor, to make it really sellable. So you can get the reeds here. You can put them in the pool. Is to do some lily pads. Do some colorful lily pads. Just to kind of jazz it up. And what I like to do is you can do some of the water effects. You can put like the submergible object in here. That way it kind of like bubbles a little bit, brings it up. I like to throw fireflies in here because I really love seeing that at night if you have like a beautiful house. And that's kind of it. The sim is really enjoying his new pool. It's a beautiful feature. It's a nice thing to add to your house. And it's not too bad. The rocks do take some time, but as you do more of it, the easier it'll become. So let's take a peek at this at night. And here's the firefly effect that we added into the pool. It really adds a nice little feature to it. So it's more of a natural body of water versus a pool. And this is excellent. So it's just a new twist on a traditional pool. And it makes it so much nicer to look at, to talk about. It's just an awesome showpiece to have in your game that you built with all base game items. I mean, I added a few items from other packs, but you could strictly use just the base game items and you are good to go. It's awesome. So I hope you learned something today. Natural pools are not hard at all. They're easy, beautiful, simple. So instead of adding a traditional pool, let's get fancy. Oh, and if you don't want to actually build this on your property, I'm going to upload it to my gallery so you can actually pick it off and then build a beautiful house on the lot next to it. Thanks for watching. See you later.